Between the winter months of January and February of each year, a huge migration you may have never even heard of takes place. Bees are shipped from all over the continent, with some farmers shipping as many as 80,000 colonies or 170 truckloads to California's Central Valley.
These bees are tasked with transferring pollen from the anther to the stigma of crops, mainly almonds, which require cross-pollination and whose pollen is too heavy to be moved by wind. Every acre of the 1.7 million acre almond farm in California requires around 2 bee colonies to pollinate.
This transfer of bees is not only extremely expensive, but also exposes them to exhaust fumes, hive damage, vibrations, and harmful climate deviations. The resulting stress negatively impacted the health, growth, survival, reproduction, pollen and nectar levels, and pollination efficiency of bees.
While alternative pollination methods, such as hand pollination and handheld or mounted sprayer systems have been tested, each has its own flaws, including high labor requirements, plant damage, and low accuracy.
Beeline is a promising, innovative solution featuring a zipline-mounted bubble machine, which dispenses positively charged, pollen-carrying bubbles to target flowers, which naturally carry a negative charge. This is achieved by dissolving chitosan, a plant-safe, biodegradable biopolymer, into the bubble solution. When combined with servo motors, which allow for 180-degree rotation of the dispenser on both vertical and horizontal axes, pollen waste is drastically cut.
Beeline was designed to maximize accessibility, efficiency, and sustainability. Zip lines are cheap, easy to operate, and in many cases, cables are already in place over crops to provide shade and bird repellent.
Beeline becomes a much cheaper solution, suited for use both on traditional and indoor farms that avoid some of the major issues posed by drones, such as propellers that blow pollen away, extreme expenses, needing to hire specialized employees, low carrying capacity, and batteries with short lifespans.
All of Beeline's controls are accessible on a single remote, enabling the user to move Beeline forwards and backwards across the zipline, turn the bubble dispenser system on and off, and precisely adjust the dispenser's angle.
We may never find the perfect pollination method without bees, and Beeline is not exempt from that. Beeline is primarily constructed of PETG 3D printed plastic, which is exceptionally durable, allowing for repeated use over time, but it is not biodegradable. Using bubbles to pollinate crops has its own issues, with many surfactants breaking down protective coatings on plants over time, making them more susceptible to damage.
Furthermore, chitosan needs to be dissolved in an acid to gain a positive charge, which can also pose a risk to plants. However, the concentration of acid in our bubble solution can be minimized by dissolving higher volumes of chitosan to provide sufficient charges in small volumes. Additionally, some acids, such as citric acid, are deemed safe for the environment by the EPA, as they are found naturally in soil and plants and are quickly degraded by microorganisms.
Beeline isn't meant to replace bees, but is a viable option for the interim or in conjunction with bees. A colony's journey may start in February with transport to an almond orchard, but shortly after they are transported again to produce honey or pollinate other crops around the continent.
Honeybees are not native to North America, so by minimizing their transport, allowing them to pollinate a greater variety of crops locally, and implementing Beeline to meet the demands for almonds and other crops, solutions for multiple problems arise.
Honeybees will be able to pollinate a larger variety of crops for a more balanced diet, and the negative effects pollinator transport causes to the environment and bees will be reduced. Beeline will simultaneously ensure that crops in California and across the continent will be pollinated cheaply and efficiently.
Beeline is a big step towards a better future for everyone involved in the agricultural industry. The farmers, the farms, the bees, and all of us around the world who rely on the food they provide.